Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first episode of my podcast, Filming Through the Culture, where I talk about all things movies and the shift of the Hollywood film culture. Today, I'll be talking about the genre of superhero films, which is honestly my favorite type of movies. I love action movies and just the whole superhero genre. Personally, my favorite is Spider-Man. That's my favorite superhero of all time. But today I'm gonna be talking about if there's any like hype still left in the superhero community, or is there still some sort of superhero fatigue, as you would say, that's still lingering around, and that's why we don't really see that much of a hype anymore, due to these film companies focusing more on quantity over quality ever since the COVID-19 pandemic. Since many big companies, especially like Disney, they have been releasing so many projects of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just projects after project after projects, whether it's film or just different shows that they've been doing on Disney Plus. They've been doing that since the COVID-19 pandemic, and just releasing a bunch of all of these contexts to just recover from the losses that that happened during the time where everything was shutting down and no one couldn't go to the movies. But now that everything is back to somewhat normal, fans have made their criticism. They want to see companies, all these movie companies, slow it down a bit. Stop releasing so many content throughout the year. So Disney and the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, they decided to slow it down a bit. Just slow it down, focus on the VX, which is visual effects, focus on the storyline, the writers, the actors, just focus on the overall plot so that it could connect to what they are doing for the future of the multiverse and to please the fans. So right now, they are releasing about 3 to 4 projects a year, around that number, to not overstimulate the fans. And some of the big projects, which one of them has already released actually on February 14, which is Captain America: A Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America and Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, which is the new Falcon, which I love it. It's pretty cool. And also we have Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk, who is the president of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, which that should be interesting. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the movie yet, but I've been seeing a bunch of reviews about it. One of the main things that people have been saying is, yes, they love how they put up a storyline, they love this new Captain America, Sam Wilson, embarking in his journey after getting the mantle from Steve Rogers back in Avengers Endgame in 2019. Now we're gonna be focusing on the perspective of Sam Wilson, who is trying to balance all these political conflicts going on through that universe, and also what people think about him as being the new Captain America. The main focus of this film is there's a bunch of political conflicts that's going around, a lot of second thoughts about Thaddeus Ross being the president, and now he's dealing with him being the Red Hulk. There's been so many commentary about this movie, mainly not so great, and some they saying that they really love how they portrayed Sam Wilson as Captain America, but they wish that they focused more on who he is as a character and stop with all these different cameos and just actions and just to please the fans. People want a real emotional story that we could learn who the character really is and see how much they have grown from the past. One of the most enthusiast content creators out there, his name is Matt Ramos. He has a account called Soups, talks about all things superheroes. He's one of the people that didn't really like the film as much. He thought it felt more of a Hulk movie with all these cameos, the leader that we haven't seen since the Incredible Hulk movie. Just Harrison Ford's character of Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk, and just a bit of a storyline here and there without trying to give any spoilers. He felt like they could have added more action to it and more storyline to Sam Wilson's storyline. And here he basically says in this tweet on X, this was him back when he saw the movie back in February of February 12th, a few weeks ago. He said, "I hate to say this about Captain America Brave New World. Was a big disappointment. Felt very empty, lacks the heart of the Captain America movie. The action is edited to death with thousands of cuts. The dialogue is very cheesy, weird looking green screens, undercooked villains. Don't expect a lot of Red Hulk either. This felt like it was supposed to be a Hulk movie that just showhorned Sam as the lead." Well, that doesn't sound very nice. Again, I'm still gonna watch the movie because I love forming my own opinions. I'm very open-minded, but it looks like many of these reviews are not so great. By the way, on Rotten Tomatoes is actually 49%, but the audience score seems a bit promising with 80% of the audience score liking the movie. It's just the superhero fatigue again. The CGI, people are saying that is not great. They're maybe just added Red Hulk just because it was like a big cameo, and the whole leader storyline, it was just a bit of a mess here and there. People really wanted to see more of who Sam is as Captain America. What makes him different from Steve Rogers, and just his perspective of the challenges that he's facing, not just the political conflicts that happen throughout the movie, but what people think of him as someone who is a minority that is Captain America. With that being said, I've been seeing a bunch of clips of the movie, and I've seen the trailer. I think it's great, but I could see what people mean about the CGI, because throughout the trailers, when Sam is fighting Red Hulk in his Captain America suit, a bit of the cinematography and I would say CGI, it did look like it needed a little bit more work. Just slow it down a bit. In the trailer, it seemed promising that the storyline will be great. Like I was excited. I'm like, we're gonna finally see more of Sam's story. It's gonna go more in depth. We didn't really get that much in the series of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And let me tell you, I remember when I first watched Avengers Endgame back in 2019, I was freaking out. I was freaking out at the fact that Steve Rogers, when he came back and he was already old and he didn't want to be Captain America anymore, that he passed on the torch, or the shield, the iconic Captain America shield. I was freaking out at that moment. I'm like, yes, I love Sam Wilson's Captain America. In my personal opinion, I love him better than Steve Rogers because he's cooler. He's with, like, how do I say this? With the times, with this generation. He's more energetic, more like hip into this time. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I'm honestly like very excited about it. And to hear that there's so much negative commentary coming out of the fourth Captain America movie makes me very disappointed and actually a bit worried for the future of the MCU, because in a couple of months, in July, this summer, we're gonna get Fantastic Four movie, which, by the way, it looks promising. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm really excited about that. And I just really hope that Marvel doesn't mess up, that they continue hearing the feedback of the fans, and with everything that's going on with like the whole Captain America movie, when I see it, I will form my opinions based on what I've been seeing and seeing clips. I've seen spoilers, unfortunately, but it's okay. I would have to agree that, yeah, the big thing is the CGI, and I could tell that the storyline is a bit of a mess. They really tried to balance Sam's story at the same time trying to unfold the multiverse timeline and whatever they're going to do with the Hulk in the future of the MCU. Honestly, if they were going to bring back the leader, which we haven't seen since 2008 in the Incredible Hulk movie, which that's crazy. I was like 5 years old at the time. That was about 16 years ago. To bring that character out of the blue without building up that character, I could see why how some people felt that could have been forced in. Honestly, in my opinion, when Marvel released the She-Hulk series on Disney Plus, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to just introduce the leader back what is he doing, what is his connection to Bruce Banner and the whole multiverse thing, which in that show they completely failed on that. It seemed like they were going to tease it at first, but they didn't. They just did their own thing and just basically made fun of themselves, saying, oh, look at all these cameos, look at all this. Although the series was good, it was a bit of a step back. The CGI, again, it was terrible, but the actors were very good. And I feel like, again, that was the perfect opportunity to introduce a character like the leader that is so interested in the whole Hulk scientific thing, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. It could have really flowed into Captain America Brave New World with all the things that were going on in the movie and setting up the Red Hulk. But it just turns out that in Captain America 4, that they were just putting things back to square one, just putting things, cameos and actions and surprises, just to try to get the fans back into the superhero hype for the MCU. And again, I just really hope that in the future we see a lot more of Sam Wilson, that he's great in the future Avengers movies that are coming out in the next couple of years, with Avengers Doomsday possibly coming out next year, if it doesn't get delayed, probably the following year of 2027. And I hope we see him more as like a leader to the Avengers as he's trying to rebuild everything. So really looking forward for that. And now I will be talking about Fantastic Four First Steps, which I haven't seen the trailer yet because I've been so busy. So right now I'm going to blind react to the Fantastic Four trailer, and let's see.
Welcome to the back.
Looking good so far. I love the 1960 vibes. Ooh, Pedro Pascal, okay.
We're all here.
Ooh, I love the logo. I love the logo.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Ooh, the thing looks good so far. CGI seems pretty promising.
Okay. Okay.
I
Is
love
this
this already.
guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
Okay, I'm really excited. It's getting exciting. Ooh, I love that aesthetic. Little aesthetic.
Invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Okay. Yes, that was a good transition. I love that. Okay.
Johnny is Johnny.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I see you.
We'll face it together.
Okay, that's really good. Looking promising. Galactus. Oh my gosh, all of them together. Okay. Okay, yes. Yes. I'm so excited for this. Yes, I can't wait. July 25th. Okay. So, to break this down, it does seem promising, but I'm still gonna go, when I watch the movie, I'm still gonna go with an open mind. There could be some things that, it needs a lot of work. But so far, I think the CGI, they're doing really good. Yes, it needs a little bit of a rendering here and there. But I think this is probably going to be it. This is probably going to be the movie that is going to bring back the MCU. I think so. I really think so. They cannot do this wrong because this is Marvel's first family. The Fantastic Four has been a beloved characters for so many years, so many generations. I think the actor choices are really great. They look awesome in their suits, let me tell you. Like, they look so cool. Definitely a step up from the first Fantastic Four movie. And yeah, honestly, those are my thoughts. I'm just really excited for this movie. I think that there is a storyline here, and it does connect with the multiverse story because Galactus is a very big character. He's supposed to be like this cosmic being that takes planets and messes with the whole multiverse reality. So if they could somehow merge this alternative reality that this Fantastic Four that we're looking at is in with the main timeline of the MCU, I think that would be great. And it was set up for Avengers Secret Wars that is coming out in the next few years. This is definitely the movie, in my opinion, that is going to bring back the whole superhero hype. 100%. Captain America 4, again, it looks promising as well, and I know there's a bunch of criticism on that, but there's still a lot of work to be done. I really hope that Sam Wilson's Captain America, I really hope they give him justice in the Avengers movies and future projects moving forward. As for Fantastic Four, I'm just left speechless. I can't really think right now because I'm really, really excited about this movie. And I just love the lighting. I love the aesthetic 1960 vibes. And I just love how, the clothing, the fashion of the characters, the technology of like, what if this is how the future is gonna be, has this little futuristic vibe of just envisioning what could be. And I'm gonna tell you this: the actors definitely are nailing the characteristics of these characters. They're staying true to the source, that fidelity from the comics. Just the little kids, it being like in awe of having like the first superhero in history in their timeline. And just the little visuals from when they're like in space and the floating and Invisible Girl's powers are really cool. I think this is definitely gonna be the movie of the summer. I could be wrong. Maybe it could go a different direction. It could be a different turn. I don't know. We won't know until we actually see it. But I really hope that Marvel did not mess up with this movie, because the Fantastic Four are really great characters. Even though I'm more of an Avengers girl, but hey, I love the Fantastic Four too. Honestly, I like them better than X-Men, which, by the way, in the recent Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, it's pretty good. I think we're slowly getting there. And now I'm just gonna move forward on the next one and wait until Fantastic Four comes out. And now, there's one more film that I'm definitely excited for in the MCU. I'm definitely excited for Thunderbolts. Oh, this team up is very interesting because it has other characters that we have seen from the past, like it has Bucky Barnes, Captain America's best friend, and which is very interesting that he's part of the team, because the other members like Ghost, like Red Guardian, you got also Black Widow's sister, and surprisingly, John Walker. Hello. That is very strange, since Bucky hated him back in Falcon and Winter Soldier when he was like the new Captain America. John Walker was definitely a character that was automatically hated because he was a racist. He thought that he was entitled, and he was just a very bad character. Although the writing of the character is very good. That dynamic between Bucky Barnes and John Walker, I think, is to be interesting to see, because Bucky is a type of character who holds a lot of grudges, and he's been through a lot of trauma because of his past, when he was like kidnapped by Hydra and that whole villain era. And now it seems like he's going through like the redemption process and trying to live a life without his best friend Steve Rogers, and trying to move on. And then Thunderbolts is just a big team that's being assembled by this person named Valentina, which she is a very mysterious and I would say an evil character, basically manipulative. She actually tricked Black Widow's sister, Yelena, into thinking that Hawkeye did something to Black Widow, and for her to form this a team is basically like an anti-hero team trying to replace the Avengers. It's pretty interesting to see this, and I haven't seen the trailer yet again because I've been busy. So I'm gonna blind react to this trailer as well, and I'm gonna dive a little bit deep of what I think of what's gonna happen, and how is this gonna connect and bring back the hype of superhero films in Hollywood. So I'm gonna check it out. Let's check it out.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers.
Ugh, I do not like her. She is definitely fishy. Oh, okay. That was weird. Oh, Bucky, part of the Congress. What? What is going on?
Help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us comply? So what,
Oh,
we'll just punch
okay.
and shoot?
Visuals are
I can't think of
promising
a
as
worse
well.
Group of people trying to work
Not
together.
gonna lie. Oh no, I just can't stand John Walker. I really can't.
Has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
What?
So you could do something about it now,
Bucky's arm.
or live with it forever.
Okay, this is an interesting dynamic team, I guess.
You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
What is going on?
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
Okay, the fighting pretty good so far.
This has makings of team that can raise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Oh. Okay. Ah, okay. See,
I'll sleep when
I
I'm
see that
dead.
transition.
Not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
May 2nd. Seems interesting. It seems like it does have some sort of a plot. I'm not really clear exactly on what exactly is going on other than something big is really happening. To me, it seems like it's somehow related to the next Avengers movie and the whole multiverse storyline that Marvel's trying to do. I think they really, really are redeeming themselves as a company. With all these superhero films coming in, and they are really taking it slow. They're taking it slow. I can see that they're taking their time. Again, what like the other works, I believe that the CGI does need to work here and there depending on the content, and if they're using motion capture suits, if there's like a big CGI character. Although the storyline seems there, again, I'm keeping my options open. They could always screw up in the middle of the movie. They could always screw up the storyline, similar how I've been hearing with Captain America Brave New World, which I have a feeling I'm gonna enjoy that movie, but I'm really nervous for what I'm gonna see, and also for the next couple of projects coming up, to be honest. I just really hope that Marvel continues listening to the feedbacks of the audience. They're not afraid to fix their mistakes and just take it easy. Let the writers do the thing, give them creative control. Don't start rushing things. Don't start adding cameos and big effects and a storyline that doesn't make sense, that you just purposely put a random character out of nowhere. just putting a random post-credit scene, things like that. I just really, really hope that Kevin Feige and the whole team at Disney and Marvel Studios, they continue staying true to the characters that Stan Lee has built up over a lot of years, and just staying truthful and paying tribute to Stan Lee's legacy. These characters have been beloved for so many generations, and to know that the hype has been going down a bit and there's been a superhero fatigue here and there. As a big fan of superhero films, especially Marvel, I'm more of a Marvel person. I'm a bit disappointed how these companies are so focused on the quantity and focus on, money wise, instead of just listening to the fans and focusing on the quality of the film. But I do see a redemption arc. I do see that Marvel Studios and the whole team over there, they're really trying to put their full effort in just bringing these characters to life and showing character growth and going deep into their perspective and what they're thinking, what they're doing, what exactly is the storyline that's being connected to the multiverse and the new Avengers team coming up. And now, that concludes the Marvel topic, but now, as I expressed my thoughts, I want to talk about a little bit of the DC universe, specifically Superman, which he is my favorite for DC, and I love how that the director of the new Superman movie, James Gunn, was also the directors of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies for Marvel. So I believe that the new Superman movie will deliver, and it also comes out in July, around the same time as Fantastic Four. So that should be interesting, a little rivalry going over there, Marvel Studios and DC, which actually, in my opinion, it would be very interesting to see, like, if they ever team up, will do like a partnership, like Avengers versus Justice League, or I don't know, like, or Superman or something, just Marvel and DC universe colliding. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon at all. After all, the DC universe is expanding, is rebuilding. There's no longer the other DC universe. Now it's just basically similar to the MCU, the DC universe, the new one. This Superman movie with starring David Cornsweet, I only seen a little bit of the trailer here and there a while back, but I think it seems promising. In one of the parts, there was like this little boy holding a Superman flag, and he was just very worried because there's a lot of things going on, a lot of political conflicts, and people wondering, oh, is Superman legit? So in this new version of Superman, it's basically a whole revamping of who the character is and just staying true to the comics, staying true to the character, that he is a symbol of hope, that he has been helping people for so many years, just reflecting how society is and helping people to realize that they could be a hero in their own way. They don't need superpowers. You don't need superpowers to be just like a unique, special person. You just gotta be yourself. Which, by the way, that reminded me, that's actually the main thing that I love about Captain America in the Marvel universe. With Captain America, with the new Captain America movie, I could definitely see that, Anthony Mackie, he's definitely putting everything to this character, just making his own version of Captain America just unique and just being expressive, that anyone could be Captain America, anyone could be a superhero. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, or you have any disabilities. Anyone could be a hero in their own way, and that's what I love about Anthony Mackie's Captain America. It's just very beautiful, and I personally love reading the comics of Sam Wilson's Captain America. Low-key, I do love him better than Steve Rogers' Captain America, although Steve Rogers, He is very iconic. He's been there for so many years. And you know what? I'm really excited for the future for that. But as far as Superman goes to in the DC universe, based off the trailer and what I've been hearing, there has been a bit of cameos that are going to be going in. Like, we're getting Green Lantern, getting people who have played Green Lantern in the past. We're getting just new DC characters like Hawk Girl and just things like that. And also, I love dogs. We're getting Crypto. We're getting Crypto, the dog, in which he can be seen in the trailer. He's so cute, and he's just providing aid to Superman. And it's just so cute. I love it. I love how he's just so caring to Superman, and he's just there helping Nas. As Superman is laid unconscious in this ice area, this like icy area, with scratches and bruised up. And there's Crypto helping him out, being an adorable, cute little super pup. I love that. A few things that I do have to say is, I think the cinematography, I think the storyline, they definitely have it. I hate to say this, but they might have a better storyline than most Marvel movies has been coming out recently, which doesn't surprise me because it's directed by James Gunn after all, which he is amazing. I love James Gunn. He's an amazing director. He knows his superhero stuff. He stays true to the comics. That's why Guardians of the Galaxy, especially the third movie, they're some of my favorite Marvel movies. It's just the CGI, the setting, the storyline, the connection towards the audience, making Superman not only like super, but he's showing his humanity. Yeah, he's an alien from another world, but he still has that humanity in him, trying to understand the world around him on Earth. One of the things that I think they do a really good job so far from the trailer is the transition between Clark Kent look and Superman. Because in past Superman movies, especially the one with Christopher Reeve, which iconic, by the way, those 1970s, late 1970s Superman movies, I love them. Even when he's Clark Kent, you could tell that he's, Superman by his physique, and it's just basically the glasses and the sleek hair going back. But with this Superman, with David Cornson's Superman, you could barely recognize that's Superman. You could tell that's just Clark Kent, a different persona. You see him with the curly hair, you see him with the glasses, he looks very nerdy. He doesn't really stand out with the crowd, instead he blends in with the crowd, and then boom, he has the Superman suit and completely different person. Based off the trailer, I'll say he's definitely doing a great job in balancing both Clark Kent and Superman. And I could tell this is going to be a very emotional story. It's definitely going to pay tribute to the Christopher Reeve movies, Superman movies. And interesting though, actually Christopher Reeve's son is part of the movie. He's one of the reporters, which I thought that was amazing. That is so wholesome that they invited one of his family members to come in and say, hey, you want to be part of the Superman movie, a little cameo. I think it really does pay tribute to that. And overall, hello, the villain Lex Luthor, that is, wow, they really step up their game on that one. The actor is phenomenal. Very mischievous, very sinister. Typical Lex Luthor character, staying true to the comics once again, is really showing how Superman, we're definitely going to see this version of Superman really getting to that emotional, psychological state. And, okay, most importantly, I'm really excited about the Lois Lane. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters in DC Universe. You know, she's how do I say this? she's a badass. I love her, okay? I just had to say it. She's definitely a girl boss, and here they really show her character stronger than previous movies. For example, like back in the original Superman movies, Lois Lane is like, oh, I'm in love with Superman. I'm falling in love with him, and it's just that stereotype of women need to be saved all the time by a man type of thing. But in this Superman, with David Cornsweet, it seems like Lois Lane, oh, she's not like that. She's not your typical woman. She's gonna go out there and do action. She's gonna be there supporting Superman, supporting Clark Kent, just being there for him, being supportive and protective. And she is a news reporter. She is a journalist. She's gonna go out there and risk her life no matter what to just get the latest scoop. And definitely, this is a huge step up from the previous Superman movies. And yeah, there's a few things that is like, it still has like the lighting is still a bit dark, a little bit, I wouldn't say depressing, but a little bit low gradient. The frame could be a little bit better in certain scenes, but it does balance it out of, overall, it does balance out of, we could really tell what this type of Superman is going to be. We can already tell that there's definitely going to be tension between the citizens and who Superman is. Definitely is a movie that is worth the watch, and it comes out on July 11th. So much to look forward this summer between Superman and Fantastic Four. Definitely a rivalry and competition ahead. With that being said, overall, I think somewhat the superhero hype is slowly coming back. I'm personally very excited as a fan of superheroes. I see that Marvel Studios and DC Studios, they're definitely trying to build back what they have started from the beginning. They are listening to the fans' feedback and commentary. I just hope they really continue with that. And the superhero fatigue is definitely going down a bit, but it still lingers here and there depending on the project, depending on the storyline. So with that, I would like to conclude. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm really excited for what's to come for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the new DC Universe. If you want to follow me on different social media accounts, I'm on Instagram at Gabrielle Estrada, and I also have TikTok at Funny Disney Voices, where I just post a bunch of movie commentary and movie reviews and just my love for Disney and Marvel and the whole film culture. Again, it's at Gabrielle Estrada on Instagram and on TikTok at Funny Disney Voices. I hope everyone has a beautiful and a wonderful day, and stay tuned for the next episode, which will be about musical trends in the film world, which I'm really excited about that. Thanks again and have a nice day. Bye everyone.